I know why you are all pent up and going. I know.
A whole other reason for that.
Oh, yeah. Listen, because you ain't parking the car in the garage as much as you used to.
Hey.
Take it away from
Barn is alive again. Got me in my hormones, all gas, no brakes, score 4-0. If you think you own this place, you get foreclosed. I've been in my head, but it's not about a T3. I like to learn, but there's nothing
You're
you
Bradley
can teach
Cooper,
me.
she's Lady
We all
Gaga.
got opinions.
You guys, that's
A Star is Born.
A Star is Born. I'm gonna tell you that song they sang together. I swear to you, in theater, I almost cried. It was that
Really?
I don't know why it got to me, but what you guys did also almost made me cry.
I'd like to say it's both of us. It's really mostly the Amy.
It's all her. Yeah,
It's all
I mean,
her.
Like
I was
the
just-
song, she
yeah.
carries it.
Yeah,
Granted,
she
but,
carries it, right? But you're right. I am the Bradley Cooper.
Again,
Of
it
it.
was
I
just
don't
the
do
only
much.
example I could think of.
No,
I
but
mean,
it's like I'm there.
I'm just saying.
Right, I'm there, but
Yeah.
it's clearly someone else. That's I
mean,
appreciate it. Amy's rocking it, buddy.
She's
The
rocking.
views are out of control.
People
Downloads,
following, downloads,
followers, views. This Amy,
Boom.
Amy.
That's why you're
You
the
tell
good
Dan right now.
Yeah.
He better not mess up.
Don't.
He leaves the lineup. We're jumping in. We're
right.
jumping in.
That's a good point.
Okay, Dan.
Hey, Dan.
By the way,
Yeah.
she snapped a photo of the Dan
Of watching.
watching us.
I like that.
So does that make us creepers for watching him watching us?
Oh, no. If we had the chance to watch him as much as he can, we would. Yeah.
See, you know what I would have done if I was Amy?
He was going, hey, honey, we're going for dinner. She's like, I got to finish. He's trying to figure out what could be taking so long. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then she.
I
And
love
he's
the
like,
Dan,
well,
by
I
the
got to
way.
work with you. Look at what I got to work with.
I love that. But he's liking everything. He's first to the dance. So
Boom,
it's
boom.
boom.
He's supporting his girl. I like that. That's what it's all about.
Well, I think he's probably now supporting. Naturally the transition happens. Because
That's a
Amy,
good point.
you're really cool, but like, thank God I met you. But oh my God, thank God I met.
Like these
And by
guys-
the way, Amy, we do want to go for drinks with you
That'd be great.
when we're in Toronto. If
Yeah.
we go, or if you're ever in Calgary,
The Stampede, you and Dad, just saying.
you would thrive
Just
under
throwing
that
that out
atmosphere. But yeah, no, it's been a really good week.
Mm-hmm.
We're very appreciative of what we're doing. But if I was Amy, when she saw Dan looking at us, I would have put that Akon song,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Noticing you, noticing me from across the phone. I can see you
like
downloading
that.
my pod.
I think she was just trying to show you that,
it's working.
it's working.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's all it was.
That was great. How's your week, man?
What a, very busy week work-wise, but then throw in it's Greek Holy Week / our Easter coming
Yeah.
up in less than 24 hours. We go, Jesus is live in 24 hours.
The real Jesus, not that Catholic Jesus.
Yeah, we got lost. I mean, church has been packed. I mean, there's 2-3 major days you got to go before the big day, and I mean, our priest, you got to give this guy some accolades. This guy's putting on a show each week. He's doing what he can. This guy.
You think Amy's pushing numbers? You should see how packed that church is.
It was a busy day yesterday.
It's busy.
And let me tell you, because we do the Greek show after, me and Dimitri, where you can just tell people are on their best behavior because they know the teachers are in the back watching their every move.
We're legit. Yeah, we'll get into that on the other show. We don't need to bore you with that.
Exactly. All right. So you know me. Look, sports-wise, if there's anything I love, outside of you got the NHL playoffs, you got the NBA playoffs, I mean, sports is just fire right now. Just super fire. But you know me. I was minding my own business, and I was perusing the nets. And this is what happened. Story number 1, Dimitri, really quick. It's now official. In July, when Mike Tyson takes on Jake Paul, it's not going to be a promotional fight. It's not going to be one of those little humdies and throwing little body shots and like, oh, look, I got you. Oh, I got you. And then, both of them get their hand raised. It is now a sanctioned real fight. It will go on both their professional records. Dimitri, who should be more worried right off the bat? Should Jake Paul be worried about this, or should Mike Tyson be worried about this?
We've talked about it. Jake Paul should be more worried from a professional record standpoint,
Right.
Because he's already lost,
Right.
And so this could be potentially.
But was that one with
yes,
Fury? That was professional.
Yes,
Okay.
it was. And so this one could potentially be his first his second professional loss. So it doesn't really look good on the resume,
Right.
Right. And the other thing too is here's another point in case that if he loses this, then all of a sudden it becomes. See, you cannot beat real boxers.
Right.
He's got more to lose here. I said it. Larry, the Swiss Greek, said it. I don't know why you're trying to fight it. Mike Tyson's done his business. what's really, and for all of you that are not on this side, I cannot agree with you one bit. What is a guy going to say when in one breath he could say, I beat Leon Spinks, I beat Larry Holmes, I beat Trevor Burbick, I was I beat this person, that person, fought Holyfield, fought Lewis. Yeah, I'm so sorry that in my golden era, I lost to a guy almost 30 years younger than me when I'm wearing Skechers with
There's nothing wrong with Skechers.
But
There's nothing wrong with Skechers.
He's got to wear padded runners, for comfort on his soul. He's at that age.
He's put in a lifetime. He's tired.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I can't take it and be like, oh, if this is good for Tyson's career. Guys, he had his career. It's okay.
I'm just saying, because when we last brought it up, it wasn't a sanctioned fight. It wasn't.
Right,
it was a promo, and I think some people were a little disappointed. Well, they've upped it. They both are going to put this on the record. Put your money where your mouth is, if you will.
Right.
My humble opinion is I worry more for that thing. I worry more for Mike Tyson because I'm the kind of guy that grew up with him. So are you. The Jake Paul followers don't barely even know who Mike Tyson is. They only know him because we have talked so much about him.
Yeah.
Now, if he ends up losing, I just think, to your point, Larry Holmes he beat. He's beat, well, did he really beat Evander? But you get the point. All those guys you named, he beat up the legends of the game. And he might lose to Jake Paul. And now it's noted. I worry. I worry for the Tyson.
Mitch, at this age, though, this is the difference. This is not a.
You're not going to look at that. You're not going to look at that.
Yeah, you are.
No,
everyone
me
is.
and you might, and we could use that in an argument against the millennial. But they're never going to listen to us. It doesn't make a difference.
But if hold on a second. If the millennial, when they look up the stats, aged 58 or whatever he's going to be at the time,
right?
I mean, come on.
It doesn't matter. At the point they're going to say, "See, Dad, your guy sucks." That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, but okay. Now,
I'm just
hold
telling
on.
you.
But now we're getting into a generational millennial discussion. Or Gen Z.
Sure, whoever it is.
Because millennials, no. Because millennials are a little bit different. Because there's a large gap and there's still.
Fair enough.
But there's the Gen Z, okay?
Okay, well, Gen Z.
Them I understand. Them I get it.
Right.
I will concede partially to what you were saying over there.
All I want is that kind of passion every week. I feel like I have to drag it out of you sometimes. Me.
I will say you've been fired up the last few weeks.
Well, we're on a heater. We're on a 2-gamer. And wait until you see tonight.
No, I know what's happening.
Maga. You have no idea.
No. I know why you are all pent up and going. I know.
A whole other reason for that.
Oh, yeah. Listen, because you ain't parking the car in the garage as much as you used to.
Hey. Oh, really? I think you should go take a look. I park it fine.
You're soaking.
Fine.
You've been soaking more.
Oh,
because you
no
got the
soaking.
bread.
There's no soaking at my house. I have evidence.
Listen,
I have evidence.
Let's just say Mitch has already made the bank deposit and he's waiting for the compound interest to.
This is all I have.
This is it. He's locked in a 9.5 month GIC.
Exactly.
Let's just leave it at that.
And it better come in. Better come in good. All right.
You're fired up.
I'm fired up because of it. Exactly.
Hold on. On that.
Yeah.
Athletes, when they abstain for the purpose of sports and sports performance, if you're a professional athlete, are you in that or are you not about that?
You know what? I always thought it was weird. And then as you get older and you let's say go through those motions and you see some differences, there is something to it. I never thought there would be. I thought it was an old wives' tale or something, right? Then you start realizing, there is something to it. Now, for a boxer primarily, right? They kind of tend to follow that trend.
Fighters, for sure. Yeah.
To do that for months, that's a lot. That's a lot. It's kind of, I guess, a secret weapon, but I think it can be against you to some degree. Ryan Garcia showed everyone, do you really have to, do that kind of stuff or stop drinking during your thing? If you're a natural athlete, I don't think it really matters, but it maybe for some people, it might be a special antidote.
I don't know if it's in the agenda or not, but did you see that news where he tested positive?
I did. I saw it. It's not in the news. Listen, why bring it up? Hey, you know what? He won. I don't care. Yeah, we've said it before.
I agree.
If you ain't cheating,
you ain't trying.
That's it. I don't care.
This might be the first time that I've never cared. It's been many times, actually, since Lance Armstrong. A pioneer, by the way.
Pioneers, right.
This has been the first time where I looked like, boxer tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs. The one, I'm like, yeah, that's great. Yeah, you still messed them up. Next.
I got another one for you. One last one, and we don't have to sit on it too long. I really got to say this. What's your whole thing on bro code? Now follow me on this. You know Johnny Manziel, Money Manziel. All right. Johnny Manziel comes out of NCAA, wins the Heisman, big name. Cleveland ends up taking him, becomes a bust, no big deal. Even came up to Canadian Football League for a couple minutes, for a cup of coffee. Since then, he's kind of more of a socialite now, right? Like out there, people know who he is. He goes to, goes around. He started a podcast with his best friend, and then controversy. Turns out this week, he's dating his best friend's ex-girl. And so
we were just talking about this yesterday.
The internet are ripping the Manziel apart, going, buddy, you shouldn't be doing it. Just really quickly, is that a bro code violation?
That's
going for your buddy's ex.
That is so weird because we were talking about this at work yesterday.
Yeah.
And the ruling on the field that we came up with is you have to. By bro code.
Okay.
Number one, I think you just lay off in general.
I think so
because
too.
I'm of the opinion, depending on how long the relationship was, why would you want to in the first place?
It brings up so many more questions.
Okay, so that's number one.
Right.
Number two, you got to ask for permission. You got to run it by.
See,
because what it comes down to is when, like, whether it's the Johnny football here or whoever it is, what it comes down to is Johnny Soker.
Go.
How much you actually value your friendship with your buddy. That's what it is.
And on top of it, just to throw just a little spice on this story, the girl, Jose Canseco's daughter.
Ooh.
That Jose Canseco. Just saying. Pretty girl, nice girl. I don't have all the details of how long that she was dating the buddy for.
Yeah.
But I don't think we'll get to it a little later.
We'll get to that.
Wink, wink.
Yeah, no, I got to be honest with you, Mitch. I'm not about that. But for some people that are, I mean, it's foreign in the Greek community. I'll tell you this.
Well, I'll tell you this. It may be foreign to us.
What's your play?
But if you look at my play, what?
What's your play on that?
I'm just joking.
Oh,
if you were to go through some. Anyways, here's the thing. I want to play devil's advocate because I do think there's two sides to the story.
Yeah.
My actual 100% opinion on it, like without taking a side, like without being that devil's advocate. Yeah, no, you can't do it. You shouldn't do it. But the only reason I use that it's you can't help who you like, and if it works out, it works out. It'd be a shame where you couldn't be with that person, and maybe that is your person. You never know. Like, it's weird. It's
here's
one of
the other
those
thing.
things.
Hold on, and that's true.
If
That's
they get
another
married
point.
and had kids,
what if he called dibs? What if he prematurely called dibs as a friend, and then Johnny's being the super friend, being like, "Wow, now I can't go over this because you just called dibs." That's stupid.
That's also a good point.
And then it's out. It's like, finally we can get going to this, right? Yeah, that's what I say. Just if you're gonna go bro code, you got to run it by. Be like, listen, man, this is what's happening over here.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Again, I hate to bring this up generationally. I think our generation 100% would honor that rule. As I look around today,
there's no rules.
There is no rules. So that's why for those that are listening that are a little younger than us, when they're like, "What's a bro code?" This is what I worry. This is why I worry about the Tyson. This is why I worry. These are the things.
Now that we're on this, it's crazy. We're talking, but I'll say this: the crazy thing about what I see in this generation is they're all banging each other, Mitch.
Mm-hmm.
And
lots of banging.
Like they're banging within their own herd.
Yes.
And then they're marrying each other within that total herd.
That's correct.
And then you're looking at the wedding party and you're like, okay, so are you just picking people that have, well, these are all the girls that have slept with my now husband.
Have you not watched the Vanderpump Rules? This is what they do. They're all.
Buddy, it's crazy to me nowadays. It's crazy.
It is. But it's so dramatic.
I know. At least when we were doing it, we were sneaking to the
you got to sneak around.
You got to sneak around
right.
when you're doing
What are you coming out and telling everybody?
You don't tell people. You don't.
You tell them at the wedding. So, can I meet your wife? Yeah, she's right here.
Well, you think Mitch tells me that he slept with my sister? No.
Hey, whoa.
I'm just joking.
Never met her.
Could you imagine? You knew about that? I was kidding.
Here we go.
Okay.
We're off to the NHL playoffs. Finally, I'm sure for some people that listen to the podcast. All right.
Whatever.
Listen to this. This is why they play the games. Me and Dimitri are not doing well. We got to get Johnny Hockey, who I saw last night. We got to get him in because our picks, some good, some not so good.
Not so good.
Okay, let's start in the East because there's some There's some games that have ended, and then there's one that's happening tonight. So the Rangers did exactly what the Rangers were supposed to do. They knock out Washington in 4 straight. Kind of easy. Dimitri played with his heart. I totally understand because my mind was going that way. But I said, you know what? When you have a minus 37 or 38 goal differential, you're kind of, it's an uphill battle.
It's hard.
It's an uphill battle. So you got the Rangers, no problem there. Let's jump over to Carolina and the Little Islanders. This is where I said, hey, old man strength, we got this. I don't care if we're down 3-1. We'll lift that barn by ourselves. Guess what? You need help. The barn fell on top of the Islanders. Patrick Waugh, Lou Amorello, you need some young talent. I'm sorry. Carolina, very complete.
That's where you picked with your heart.
That's where I picked with my heart. Dimitri hits that one for a point. Done. Nice. Over. We move over to the Florida one. We say to ourselves, hey, we know Florida's good. They're really good. They got it all. They're in Boca. They got the sunshine. They got the vitamin D. They got the Kachuk. They got the Bobrovsky. They've got everything they need. Barkov, you name it, we got it. But for some reason, we both decided that the Islanders was the pick of the week. Worst call of all time.
We literally went to the restaurant.
Right.
And we know that we want the ribeye steak. We get it every time. It's consistent. And for whatever reason, we went with the salmon.
It made no sense.
We don't know why.
Yeah.
We were feeling it that day.
I thought
and we
had
didn't like it.
I agree. Quick question with Tampa Bay. Okay, so they end up losing. I kind of like beyond. I think they were a dynasty in my own right. I mean, you win 3 Stanley Cups.
I would put them there.
I would put them there.
Yeah.
Here's one thing I would say. Stamkos now. He's at the end of his contract. Does Tampa Bay go out of their way to re-sign him or let him go off to the pasture? Maybe another team picks him up.
Listen, I would re-sign him if the money is right, and that's really just all what it's going to come down to.
Yeah.
Right? If the money's right, that's all. But you know what? Funny you mentioned that because you know what I was thinking with Stamkos and like these guys. I was looking at are we staring at the last era of this kind of player? Follow me. Stamkos.
Yeah.
Ovechkin.
Yeah.
Crosby.
100%.
Staying with the same teams.
Yes.
Is this the last that we're seeing this?
100%.
I think so,
especially
too.
with this free agency
Sadly.
and everything else. It is sad because there is something to it, right? Like as much as I kind of wanted to see Crosby get traded, I did because I was like, oh man, it would be kind of cool. In other NHL cities, it's almost like, hey, can we borrow him to maybe get a better, like the Gretzky thing, right? LA, St. Louis, New York, take them around the world, show the NHL world what the world's all about. I don't want that for him. I do, but I don't.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, maybe McDavid might be the but it's man, I don't think it's going to happen. But it also should look at the success rate and the character of the people.
Right. I know. That's a good point.
There's got to be something to that because I'm looking at these all-time greats,
right? And
they have stuck it out.
Yeah.
With Gretzky, bring up a good point because that was, hey, maybe if you do something for the league, I think the New York move was prompted. L.A., New York, come on, right?
I think by the time you got to New York, it was like a farewell tour. Yeah. They're like, get him over to New York, get him over to MSG. Yeah. That's the way to finish it.
Yeah. I digress.
All right, now we're off to the last series. It's going to be decided tonight, weirdly enough. Why is it weird? Because last time we talked to you, the series was 2-1/3-1 Boston. Boston up. Number one, they were, in the last 3 years, we've said it before. Number one team in the NHL in the regular season. They make a big move during this playoffs. Toronto's was in shambles. Toronto didn't know what to do. William Nylander, who played all 82 games, ends up getting sick, getting crazy headaches, misses the first 3 games. Then you got Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner getting dogged like crazy, and William Nylander all fighting on the bench, arguing because they're down 3-1 now. All of a sudden, third period comes around in that game, and Austin Matthews, my tummy hurts. I can't play anymore. And he goes off. We don't know what happens. And then all of a sudden, Toronto goes on a heater. Series tied at 3. It's 3-3. We're back in Boston tonight. Winner takes on Florida. That's your prize for winning this series. Dimitri, who do you got? In the earlier rounds, you chose Toronto, I believe. I took Boston. Do you want to change your pick now as it's a 1-game series?
Game 7, I don't care what anyone says. No one actually knows what's ever going to happen in a Game 7. So by default, I'm just going to stick with Toronto.
So I will also stick with my guns because I don't like changing. I'm that kind of guy. I think Boston will just end up winning at home. Feels good. But if I may say, I'm cheering for Toronto because I think it's great for hockey. I've said it once. I'll say it again.
Right.
Having the Canadian teams by the way, into this next round, it's a good thing for hockey. But what do you do with the Matthews now? We and you were talking the other day. Matthews was sick. I know he's a 69 goal scorer, but they've been playing so much better where he's been out because everybody's going, the number one scorer on our team's, sick or whatever's going on. We all got to elevate, and they have. You guys know how I am on the heater. A little piece of me is like, if he's not 110% and he can't guarantee you at least one goal on paper, keep him out. A little piece of me. But then I'm an idiot if I say that. I don't know what to do.
I just don't see why you would ever, in any case, put a 69 goal scorer on the bench.
But
and my
they're
point
playing
was
so much better.
Yeah, I know, but Mitch, here's the other thing too. Toronto can't afford to run another game relying on goaltending of all things, like they did in Game 6 again in Boston,
right?
Or against Boston in Toronto. Because to me that was really a 1-0 game. There was a last minute that it kind of whatever, but it was a 1-goal game regardless how you want to go.
You're right. Yeah.
So no, you need the scoring. You need your best players. Toronto actually needs everyone. Toronto's not a Florida. Toronto's not a team that could get by and get gritty and wait for someone to come back if they need to and hold the fort down. No, they're not that team. So Mitch, if he comes back, listen, I think what happened was the little game in between the game.
Right.
They're down 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
Frustrations are high.
Yeah.
And calling each other out was the greatest thing that's ever happened.
I think you're right.
And why they called Marner out.
Right.
For whining.
Yeah. But then he turns into a gamer the last few games. I just think it's hilarious. Like, look, you got the four horsemen, right?
Little discipline goes along. See,
agreed.
And we talked, there's a theme here with generation.
Yes.
Yes. Let me tell you something. This kumbaya skata does not work. Okay?
Preach it, brother.
It's not always about positive reinforcement and outlining everything good that you're doing. Sometimes you got to confront and say, hey, shut your mouth, stop whining, pick up the sticks, and get going. Enough of this, where you an area of improvement could be if maybe you did. Shut up.
Yeah.
It's hockey. Yeah. It's sports. It's winning. Enough.
I agree, man. Listen, one last thing. Where we were laughing.
Christos Anastas.
That's right. Alithos. Where you made a comment where Boston's like, why are you guys, where you were talking about the Toronto media. The Toronto media, you guys are all over Mitch, blah, blah. Look at how Boston. All of a sudden, Cassidy comes out. Hey, Pasternak, where you been? Where you been?
But do we not say it?
This is why it's funny. It's almost like now, that's why I feel a little comfortable with my Boston pick, because they called out a big player now at home. Let's see, Pasternak. Do you got the cajones? Do you got the cajones to show up?
Simon Vato.
Cinco de Mayo tomorrow. All the best.
All the best.
Off to the west we go. Listen, we're going to start with this one. The Edmonton Oilers laid a curb stomping on the LA Kings. Here's the thing, LA Kings. You guys are a good, grimy team, but you kind of proved one thing. You need a superstar, at least one.
Yeah.
And you guys are just a good community, hardcore YMCA guys, but that's why you're at YMCA and not in the NHL. But you are in the NHL, but you get my point. When you have the Edmonton Oilers scoring at 45% on their power play, that's a guaranteed goal. It's almost like at the beginning of the game. Remember where you used to play pickup basketball with your dad in the driveway and you're going, I'll spot you 4 points or I'll spot you whatever. I think every NHL team going forward now goes, okay, we're going to spot you 3 power play goals. Now it's 3-0. Just leave us alone. No more power plays. You're getting your 3.
Side note.
Yeah.
When you look back on it.
Right.
Tell me when you learned your dad was a gambler without telling him you learned your dad was a gambler. Listen here, son. I'll give you a 3.5 point start.
That's right.
He was parlaying, trying to cover the spread.
He was teaching you the things you needed to learn.
That's it.
That's right.
Thanks, Dad.
The good old days. So what are your thoughts on the Kings? Here's my thing with Edmonton, if you don't mind me saying real quick. Edmonton, impressive. I know everyone thinks I hate Edmonton. I don't. But I also want to see you play a team with, like a team with a little bit more pizzazz, a little bit more talent, then I'll be a little bit more of a believer. But right now, you impressed me. Your power play is impressive, but you're not as impressive as everyone I think wants you to be or thinks you are. And that's the way I look at it.
Is the next series locked in Vancouver, Edmonton?
It is now.
Right?
Yes, it is.
Now. Look, I agree with you, Mitch, on that one. Look, Edmonton Edmonton is just, no, Mitch doesn't hate them, and I'm going to vouch for you on this one.
Thank you.
It just, you're underachieving. It's the same thing we just talked about with Toronto and culture. It's the same thing with Edmonton. All the talent's there are some gaps. One guy's really overpaid. I don't want to get into it.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is you, at some point in time, you got to stop whining, put your money where your mouth is, and show us that who are you that you claim to be.
Right, exactly.
That's all. It's frustrating with Edmonton, and we're about to find out because they're playing Vancouver now.
So Vancouver kind of showed me a couple of things. They played a little possum towards the end of the season. They weren't great. Since the trade deadline, not the greatest team. They head into the playoffs against maybe the hottest team. A lot of people worried about them, you and I included. Well, me for sure. I had Nashville in this one. And I said, I don't know what to do with these guys. But you know what they did? They showed me they can win in a lot of different ways. That last game, the clinch it yesterday, boring. Ooh. But you did what you had to do. And on your third goalie, Vancouver, Edmonton, they're going to play. We'll talk about it in a quick second. But right now, Vancouver off to the next round. Another Canadian team. Come on, Toronto. Get the 3 Canadian teams in there. Sucks that D2 have to play each other. But I like it. Vancouver, Edmonton. Now you got my attention.
Yes, that's going to be exciting.
That's going to be a good one. Heading over to Dallas. So Dallas says, hey, we're the best team in the West. We're up. We're down 2 games right off the bat. The LTIR Golden Knights, they end up going up 2-0. They go back home. Dallas says, no, we'll win in Vegas. Tied at 2. Dallas wins 1 at home. We're off to a Game 7. Why? Because Vegas ends up pulling a win last night in Vegas. Game 7 tomorrow or on Sunday. Against the Stars. Dimitri, who do you got in the Game 7? This is exactly what everyone thought was going to be.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, man, this is hard. I want to point out one thing, because we're Calgary homers. Man, were Tanev and Hanifin difference makers on those teams. Like we knew they were good in Calgary, but you put them on good teams, and now they're just great.
How sad is it to see all these guys... And they're all making contributions in their own right. And they were all on our team.
And we had them all.
We had them all.
Dude, the Flame. Anyways.
Can I just go through the... Tanev, Hanifin, Lindholm, Tkachuk.
Monahan, if you want to count Winnipeg in the playoffs.
There's 5 guys right there. Mark Stone, we almost had you. Eichel, it was down to Vegas and Calgary, and you decided to go to Vegas. I don't know why.
Yep. No, I know why.
I just throw that out. A joke.
I know why.
Man, there's 7 dudes right there.
That's so crazy. Okay, I picked Dallas.
Yep.
It's Game 7. Same thing I just said about Boston and Toronto. I'm going to keep my pick at Dallas. But I will say this.
Right.
NHL, you might. Did you guys have a meeting with the NFL?
I think they did.
Because the first round of these these 2 Game 7s were maybe the 2 Game 7s that we all really wanted. Like, this is great.
I wanted one more. We'll get to that in a second.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Sure. But this is great. I got Dallas. I'm not confident in it. It's going to go either way. But, man, these 2 teams are jacked.
Very much so. What did I say? This is... You got the dessert before the dinner. This is what we got.
We did.
So whoever wins that game is going to take on Colorado. Yeah, Colorado knocks out Winnipeg. Why am I that shock face on my face? It's not because they won. I mean, I did pick Winnipeg, granted. I thought it was going to go 7. That's what I meant a second ago. 5 games? 5 games, Jets fans? 5 games? Hellebuck and you guys let in more than 5 goals per game. I thought he was Vezina. Everyone's saying he locked it up for the year. What the hell happened to you guys?
Yeah.
You know what? Me and Dimitri talked about it the other day. That wasn't a 5. That was a clean sweep. 7-6, granted you lost in Game 1. But you guys told them. You showed them your hand. You did something that they went on a crazy heater. You can't tell me that Colorado is that good. Like, they're good. We know they're good. But what the hell, man? 5 games against you guys? Come on, Dimitri.
Honestly, it was, to me, it was pathetic. Like,
Horrible.
Game 1 was a clear accident. And not only did they beat you, they scored 4+ goals every single game.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Hellebuck did lock it in. The locker.
He
locked in his
locker.
pads.
He listened to your thing at the end.
He did.
Put it in the locker.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, am I supposed to get that?
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah. Winnipeg, you're not allowed to be the Jets. That's not how it. Jets don't fly like that.
No,
you're the Winnipeg Propellers until you prove to me that you deserve to be a Jet. That's not jet fuel.
That's not jet anything, man.
That's a crank start.
That was like watching the New York Jets play hockey. That's what that was.
Oh, good. It was gross.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
And if I may say, like, I just don't understand where and how you guys fell apart that fast. To say you don't have talent, that's not true. To say that you guys aren't well coached or well managed, you had home ice. I don't understand what. So there was a big thing on the internet this week from the Spitting Chicklets. Ryan Whitney, remember I told you somebody from the NHL texted him and said the Jets are the biggest frauds. They heard about it. They put it up on their bulletin board. Wow, way to show them up, guys. You literally made the guy's point for him.
The best part is they're coming in from each intermission. They're looking at their motivational board. They're saying we're frauds. Oh, my God, they're right.
Unreal. All right, Dimitri, real quick, let's head back to the East. You got a Carolina Rangers series about to start. Who do you like in that one?
I am excited as excited can be. This is what I fear about the New York Rangers, okay? Is that they're going to go straight to the Stanley Cup final because it's that team that every year I always dog a team that I don't believe.
Right.
And the Rangers is it. I'm picking the Carolinas.
Nice.
I like the grit. I like the experience. I like everything that's going on in there.
Yeah.
But New York might be that team
I know.
that just blanks them.
This is the best part about the pod right now. Why? Because there's like, I don't know, 4
there's a
or 5
lot of
teams
combos
that you could be like, yeah, they could win it. Yeah, they could win it. So even though we look silly so far, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Everyone looks bad.
I'm going to take Carolina, and I'm going to take them in 6.
So I want to take Carolina. I do. Because I think I've learned my lesson. It's about the whole team. I've said it. It's especially that bottom 6. But to your point, you got to remember everything, right? The Rangers are the number 1 team. They're going to have home ice. You got Carolina, who's good, grimy. Like, they're just a good hockey team. Yeah. Great coach. Comes down to goaltending. And do I trust Shesterkin? Do I trust Anderson? I guess I go with Shesterkin on this one. But here's the thing. And if he doesn't play well, Quick has shown that he could be that guy. I'll go with the Rangers just because of that.
Okay.
Just in case. It's my insurance policy. I think you all learned last week how much I hate insurance. Just saying.
Don't do it. It's a trigger.
The Florida-Boston-Toronto series, we don't know yet.
Okay, let's pick the scenarios down.
Okay.
Let's lock in our
Florida-Boston?
If it's Florida-Boston, I got Florida.
If it's Florida-Toronto?
I got Toronto.
Really?
And because if Toronto can beat Boston down 3-1,
right,
the psyche that they have behind it is massive. Then they come into this year where they got dummied by Florida before, and I think they feel that they'll be able to do it. That's my only rationale. Do I believe Florida is better than both those teams?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, sure. This one, I'm going back to what I should have started with at the beginning.
I think you should.
I think Florida is the team to beat in the East right now.
I agree with that.
They got it all going on. They're the new Tampa Bay from Boca. We head over to the West. It's Vancouver taking on Edmonton. I got to admit to you, I want this to go 7, and I'm really excited about it. And I here's the thing, guys. You all think I hate Edmonton. I hate Vancouver more, and I'll actually say that. I don't like Vancouver. So I don't know. I think I want Vancouver. I do, and I'll tell. This is why. There's something about them, and the fact that they're on their 3rd goalie right now. I just think that it's a little destiny, and dare I say it, it's the Tocchet effect. I think I like Tocchet as the most guy. I like him the most from the Vancouver Canucks.
Yeah. Tocchet's great.
Yeah,
I love him.
I'm gonna go with a team that can skate with the Oilers, and they can. I'm going to take Vancouver.
If that's, I got to take Edmonton on this one.
Yeah.
It's Trent. And
wait a minute. What if I take Edmonton? Does that mush them?
What?
Should I?
Get out of it.
I'm going to give you one more chance, Edmonton. Then I'll mush you in the Western Conference. All right. Scenario time. Well, you know it's Colorado. Colorado, it's either the Stars, Colorado the Stars. What a series, too.
Oh, man. You know what? I think whoever comes out of Colorado, I'm just taking Vegas and or Dallas. I think whoever wins that series is gonna be Colorado.
I see. Okay. I
now
you know
watch.
what? I like
watch
what you're
Colorado,
saying. Yeah.
New York in the final.
Yeah. This is what I think is going to happen. Seriously, I'm going to write that down. I will say this last part. I do think that Colorado will be showed up a little bit. Can they still win this series, whoever it is? Yes. But I think I like what you're saying. Whoever wins that game will win the other series. I like that. I think Colorado's good. They've proven it. But I think Winnipeg was that bad as well, truthfully.
Agreed.
Okay?
Yep.
We'll go with that. Boom. We're off to what? The power rankings? No, we're off to the killer list. It's the NHL playoff killer list brought to you by Sinatra's. It's a killer slice.
Oh.
Hey. Last week, Dimitri put on I'm going to try to set you up again. Are you ready?
It was all improv, too.
It was, I know.
That was, okay.
If you can do it, if you can't, I want it to be natural.
I want
it natural.
I am now natural.
At number 5, it's the team from Las Vegas. It's a guy named Hannafin and a guy named Stone.
Stone Cold Killers.
I like that. At number 4, you know what? We talked about the Mitchie. We talked about the Austin. We talked about the Tavares and all those guys. But it was Joseph Wall that kept you in the game for Toronto at number 4.
I guess Toronto is the only fine wine that can pull it off.
At number 3, it's the Edmonton Oilers power play. 45%! 45!
Better than my math scores.
At number 2, I might have said Wall was a killer, but Nylander, 2 goals in the game that was needed. Where were you, buddy?
Oh, my stomach hurts.
And at number 1.
No, his was his head.
His was his head.
My head hurts.
At number 1, this team showed everyone, you picked against us. We're here. It's the Colorado Avalanche, and it's the other guys. Druin, Colton, what's this guy's name? Nikushkin, 7 goals? Who's this guy? Who is this guy? Number 1 on the list.
Avalanche is coming down.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is. We're off to the NBA really quickly. You want to talk about trends and generations.
Ooh.
Here you go. Watch this, Dimitri. The Phoenix Suns, Kevin Durant, out. Giannis and the boys, out.
Yeah, but hold on. There was
Lakers
injuries there.
and the boys, out. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They're all out.
That one matters in NBA.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
No, okay, granted. You're talking about Milwaukee.
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
That was
fine.
a bad beat for the team.
But Yanni, listen. It's called, I don't do it, so I'm not going to complain about it. Stretch a little bit. It's your hammies. What am I supposed to say? What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say?
Wow.
I'm just saying. I mean, they got Lillard. He gets hurt halfway
hold on.
through.
I know where you're going with this, but I'm going to tell you, there's no drama in Milwaukee. That's the difference.
That's a good point.
Okay? The other guys, I mean, Kevin Durant, if you haven't figured out that you're the problem,
right?
A guy, what a Malaka this guy is, comes out, I should have never left Golden State. Or OKC.
That's telling your new girlfriend or
or
wife,
Brooklyn.
I miss my ex.
Yeah. I should have never started with this broad Frankie.
It's not your fault. She threw herself at you.
Roster, please watch Casino.
Just
please,
watch it.
Just to keep
it's
up.
on AMC every day.
Just to keep up with the pod.
Yeah.
That's all we ask.
Okay, the Kevin Durant thing. It's true now. He kind of admitted you need Steph Curry. Done. Like, you are as talented as you are. You're not. It's not a one-on-one game. It's a team game, and you just cannot seem to collaborate with. And they traded him, buddy. How many trades? Oklahoma, Brooklyn, Phoenix, Golden State. That's 4. Am I missing one?
I don't think so. I think that's everything.
It's great. Like, we keep moving you around, and every time you go to a team, whoa, watch out. Yeah, watch out for what?
Yeah, just go to the Lakers, man. It's okay.
Yeah,
might as well at this point.
Lakers, same with you. Shame on you guys going and firing Ham. Like, this guy had a choice. Ham, you're the head coach. Why? I don't want to be. I was good as an assistant. You're the coach.
Dude, oh man, I can't with
and the team that I just want to finish this off on, that is the most disappointing, and thank God you're out, because I kind of like you guys, but you guys are the whiners in my eyes, the 76ers. Way to go, Knicks fans. I like what you do. When the owner of the Philadelphia 76ers has to go and buy 2,000 tickets out of his own pocket, it's not enough that he owns the team. Now he's like, I got to spend more to get fans in here during a playoff game so that the Knicks don't, like, overtake us. I love it. And then Bronson, 40-something points. That's a gamer. That's a killer. You know what, Bronson? You're number one on the list.
On the NHL killer list.
That's right.
Listen, I got to tell you, the New York Knicks, I love me what's going on over there. And there's something to be said about certain franchises in sports that the league is just better when they're there.
Yes.
The fact that we've waited so long for the Knicks to come back, they just feel right at home. But that's a really good team because the Knicks and the 76ers kind of similar.
Yeah, very
with
much.
the difference, you got Joel Embiid on the other side. Fine, you got a superstar.
Yeah.
Right, MVP. But I'm telling you, man. And Embiid, what's your excuse now?
Well, he said he was mad at the fans. Did you hear what he said the other
I know.
day? Yeah.
But it's like, what's your excuse?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You got to do something.
Got to do something.
He hasn't even been to a conference final, has he?
I don't believe
Did
so.
they? Oh, wait, maybe. No. Has he?
No, he. You're saying against Toronto that one year? Maybe?
But I don't think he was on the team.
But I don't think it was a conference final. That wasn't the conference final too. It was a playoff matchup, yes, but I don't think it was the conference final.
Okay.
But either way.
But what have you done?
Yeah. Listen, he's a Durant. Individually, great player. A guy you want on the team, but you ain't no killer. You ain't no killer. It just is what it is.
I love how the Knicks won, too.
Oh, I love it, too.
So good.
Listen, I would say that right now. Who's your favorite NBA team? You know, it's hard to go against Nick and the Nuggets right now. And watching him play is just like, it's just fun to watch.
Okay, let's phrase it this way. Favorite team to dethrone the potential defending champions?
Well, it's the team that's going to take them on right now, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Buddy, Edwards and co are good. They are good. And when you're being compared to Jordan, I mean, it's something to be said, man. Something to be said.
Mitch, you took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah.
And you know what? The Timberwolves, they don't get enough respect.
Right.
They really don't.
No.
I'm going to tell you the team that I'm so disappointed in. Actually, both teams.
Sure.
Where I just look at two kids that are just fighting, and I don't know if I need to go in to break it up yet or not. But you know what, Orlando, and you know what, Cleveland? You guys are like two kids. And like I said, you're fighting.
Yeah.
I want to break you up, but at the same time, you both need to just fight.
Yeah.
And get your punches and slaps.
That's right.
Oh, look at us during the regular season. We're somebody. What's going on over there?
That's a great point.
What's going on?
Is there a way they could both lose?
Thank you. Man, just where I'm going, I'm like, holy smoke. Is this still going on? This is the only series that's going to go into game 12.
That's right. That's good. That's a good point.
Oh, my God.
And let's call it what it is. You got to be a hardcore Magic fan and a hardcore Cleveland. Big Data has always made this joke because he's obviously a big NBA guy. But my brother-in-law, Yanni, he's from Orlando. And so Big Data always like, you're the only Orlando Magic fan I've ever met. And it's kind of true with you. Like Shaq and Penny Hardaway, again, generational. Back in we're talking like 20 plus years ago.
You did it for the merch. Got it.
But since then, you can't say you're a fan. No one can say you're a fan of Orlando. Like, the first thing that comes to mind when I say Orlando is
Disneyland.
Exactly.
Yeah,
not the Magic.
Or World, whatever it is. It's
whatever,
over there.
it doesn't matter. Yeah. It's not the Magic. I'll tell you that.
No.
It's not the Magic. And what kind of team name is that, by the way? Magic. What the hell is that?
Do that again. The Orlando
Magic. Like, what is this? Wow, the pizzazz.
I can't.
Come on, get out of here.
We're the Orlando Magic. Holy shit.
1, 2, 3.
Good.
Hocus pocus. Well, you guys might as well just.
We're going to run a play. You see the ball? Whoop.
Why are they all wearing top hats?
Okay, Penn and Teller, go.
They hypnotize the other team. You guys will now play like chickens.
Holy smokes. Let's call the alley-oop. Abracadabra. Abracadabra. Let's go.
I'll tell you, you know what you guys should do? The whole crowd, make it Harry Potter night every night. Like, that's your only way around this.
Holy smokes, man.
I'm just saying.
Still wearing pinstripes. Okay, guys, I got an idea. We'll get some Yankee stripes.
Yeah.
Okay?
Got it.
Along with the Magic.
Right.
It's gonna work.
Oh, that's hot. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. The Utah Jizz don't sound like a bad name after all, does it?
You know what? I'm starting to let me put some jizz right now. God damn it. That's some good stuff. All right.
Okay. All right. What do we do from here, Mitch?
It's Rapid Banter. Speaking of New York, if you had a chance on behalf of the city of New York to pick one championship this year, would it be the Knicks, the Yankees, or the Rangers?
You got it. The Rangers. It's too hot right now.
It's too hot. A 60-year-old won Miss Universe Buenos Aires. Is age just really a number?
I'd like to meet her.
Buddy, I saw a pitch. It was actually impressive.
Yeah, and shame on all you younger contestants.
Yeah. You know what? I want to see some ID. Because she looked fat. And honestly, not like Botoxy or anything like that. Natural. Beautiful. Okay. Beautiful. A Japanese bar offers guests face slaps for late night sobering up, charging $4 per smack. In Canada, you tend to go to McDonald's, Slap, or Big Mac.
Oh, I didn't know my mom could make a business out of it when I was coming home.
Can you imagine? Our parents would be millionaires.
You've been drinking again.
Did you get hassled all the time?
Oh,
buddy, same with me.
Yeah.
Oh, you were drinking? Yeah, that's why I went out.
Yeah, that's why I went out, Mom. Like, what do you think I do at a nightclub?
If I drink here with you, do you think that's better?
Yeah. Were you drinking again? Yeah, Mom, we went to the nightclub. I'm not going there for the specials.
In fact, I don't think they have food there, Mom.
And if they do, I'm not buying it.
In the UK, over half the kids over the age of 13 have had a drink. I'm here with that guy. Or put it on my tab, Murray.
Sounds normal for Europeans.
The Olympics are a few months away. What sport are you looking to see or most excited to see this summer?
Outside of synchronized swimming?
That is an underrated sport.
What?
Just saying.
Okay.
Underrated.
For me, it's always track. I love me the track and field.
I like the track, too.
Yeah, all of it. Pole vault, shot put. Give me the track.
So I saw this one, and I thought this was funny. You just won $1 million, but your partner is in jail, and the bond for that person is $900,000. What do? So you won $1 million. Mm-hmm. Your partner happened to get caught with all her parking tickets. Tamara's in jail. Her bond's $900,000. What do?
See her when she gets out.
I think so too. I mean, just what's the big deal?
Listen,
you can take care of yourself.
Listen, I could post bond. Or how about this? I just leave you in jail.
Yeah.
The compound interest by the time you get out is more than $900,000.
That's what I'm thinking.
We're both winning.
Everybody's winning.
Okay?
Exactly.
That's what I do for a living.
That's it. That's what I'm just saying. Just saying. All right, we're off the Maga Malaka. I kind of alluded to it. You know it. I know it. It's bro code. Here we go. Bros before beep. I don't know if I should say the word.
Maga, with the exception of your wife.
Never date your bro's ex. Again, it was on the list.
Yeah, Malaka, don't do that.
Don't do it. Wingman duties. Now, we've talked about this in the past. There are some things you're just going to have to do as the wingman. You may not like it, but you got to do it.
Maga. Unless the guy is always selfish dibs guy,
right?
Then you have a right to veto.
Yeah.
But until then, it's Maga.
And if you're going to veto, you got to do it that moment.
It's an in-the-moment veto.
Thing, yeah.
You don't, yeah, that's right. That's right.
No gossiping. Bro code. Maga or Malaka.
Yeah, Maga.
What? Me and you? That's all we do.
Yeah, but this is on video, Mitch. Hold on a sec. But here, yeah, you're right. Okay.
This is what I thought was hilarious. So you go with your boys, splitting the bill. Maga or Malaka. I don't know who these guys are, man.
Malaka, what are we doing?
Yeah, come on, guys.
One guy pays, the other guy pays.
Exactly.
Come on.
Exactly.
When you're pulling the calculators out, like, hold on a sec, Thomas. Mm-hmm. You had one extra glass of wine. Shut up.
Get out
You
of
can't
here.
be friends with me.
Oh, dude, I'm so with you on this one, 100%. Everyone can throw money in, but no calculations.
No, you can't. I don't trust you. You can't be friends with me. Look, if it's obnoxious, I get it. Okay, but until then, no.
Here's a bro code. Looking out for your buddy's girl when he's out of town. Let's say he's in the army, and he's like, hey, man, make sure you take care of my girl while I'm gone. Is that a bro code, Maga or Malaka? Maga.
Hey.
But just look. No touchy.
No touchy.
Look
only. No, buddy, that's yes, Maga. You gotta do that.
Never leaving a bro without a ride. Bro code, Maga or Malaka.
Yeah, Maga. Maga. You never leave your guys stranded.
See, I'm going to say one thing. Of course, you don't want to leave them stranded, but the reality is if they're that trashed and there's been moments in my life where a friend has been so out of control and you're like, you've tried everything, eventually you just got to give up.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends what it is. If they're constantly the obnoxious one, there comes a point when a little tough love is good. But until then, yeah, you gotta keep them safe.
Second last one. Not letting your buddy tattoo his girl's name anywhere on his body. Bro code, Maga or Malaka.
Who Maga again? Unless they're married.
I would say yeah. Okay, fine. Second last one again. If you find that your buddy's girl's cheating, you tell him. Bro code.
Maga.
I worry about that one. I worry about that one because you got to have some good evidence. Don't be just saying it. Walk in with video, recording, something. You need proof. You can't just go in and just say, hey, man, I saw your girl with a guy, because you're lighting a fire. And then all of a sudden, it turns out it's her brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could start a big fight.
Yeah, that's true. No. Listen, man. Yeah, you got to go Maga. It's so creepy, buddy. We were talking about this at work yesterday, man.
Was it because of this?
No, not because I didn't know you were writing this on the
Johnny Manziel thing.
No, I can't remember how it sparked up, but I was just talking about it with a colleague at work, and we were going through bro codes, and I'm like, yeah, man.
Why am I not surprised?
Yeah.
In any way.
But that's what guys do.
One, don't let your guy call his ex when he's drunk. Bro code, Maga or Malaka.
Maga, do not let them do that.
I'm on the fence on this one.
Oh, no, man.
I'm on the fence on this one.
Oh, no.
Depends. You know, hey, we've all done it. We're all guilty of it.
Hold on. I know
you don't want them to.
I know where you're going with this.
Yeah.
It has to be a controlled environment. There's got to be people around that are ready to pull shoot at any given time.
Right.
But what you cannot do
is
allow them to call when they're on their own.
I hear you.
Okay, it's like leaving it's like leaving an alcoholic. You know, hey, can you just watch the liquor order? I'll be right back. I just got to leave it.
You can't. 1 minute.
You can't do that. Okay,
yeah, I agree.
It's like leaving my kids with candy in front of them. It just there's some things that you just
That's a good point.
not on their own.
Not on their own.
Because then the I miss yous, I love yous, I was wrong, I can be better, give me one more chance. Then you start crying. Then it becomes awkward for everyone. What have you done? All of a sudden, we're not talking anymore. I don't see Mitch for 2-3 weeks. And after I do, guess who he just came to guys' night beers with?
That's right.
The ex. And then we all got to play around. And then what happens?
Wow.
2 weeks later, the same broco question he just asked. Great, now we got to tell Mitch that she was cheating on him again. And it all comes full circle.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you get. I'm just calling the sign off. Episode 305, Maga Malaka, you heard it here first. One for the books. We got to shove it in the locker because we do got to hit the showers for all my Orthodox brethren out there. Gali Anastasi, happy Easter, happy Orthodox Easter, and thanks for listening to the sports show.
See you later. Have a great week.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I just got to make a call real quick.
Tiffy time. Tiffy time.
Have a great week, everybody. Bye.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, dude.
What about dating? What about going after your buddy's sister?
I refuse to comment.
Find out next week.
I'm not commenting on that one.
She don't know the difference between this and them. Now you about to witness. Well, freedom is so now.
W was Saved by the Bell by the Sports Show, playing every week. Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, Sports Show TV, at Sports Show Podcast. Amy, do it. At Sports Show Podcast.
Locked in.